Hey guys, so the very first thing you're going to do today is we're going to go over the Lewis dot structures and how you draw those for the compounds. I know that it's a little bit confusing, but if you just take it step by step, it's not. So the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw out however many of each element there are in that compound. So here we have Be3 and N2, but I only have two Be's. So I'm going to go ahead and put the other one right here. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the number of valence electrons around these that each one of them has. I'm going to show you how to figure that out, just in case you're still struggling with that. So here is Be. See that 2 right there, right in front of the A? That's how many valence electrons it has. And if you look at the N, that 5 right in front of the A, that's how many valence electrons that one has. So my Be has 2, remember, so I'm going to put those right here. And I told you that if you didn't want to put it over here because your arrow is going to have to be too long, you can go ahead and put it right here. And then the N had 5, so I'm going to put those like I normally would. The next step is you're going to draw arrows to move the electrons from the cations. Remember, the cations give away their electrons. We're going to let these cations give away their electrons to these two anions, and it's going to bond them together. That's how we get that compound. So the very first thing that's going to happen is this electron is going to come here, and this one goes there. This one goes here. This one goes there. This one is here. And this one is here. Now, someone asked me earlier if it really matters where they end up at. No. So if I had done all of these, but this was blank, say this one had gone somewhere else, this one could actually go all the way around. I'll show you that on the next one. So the next thing we need to do is kind of take an accounting of what we've done here. So we're going to take this Be and put it here. And we're going to say it lost 2 electrons. Remember, losing an electron is a positive thing, so it has a positive 2 charge. We're going to talk about this one. It is a Be. It lost 2 electrons, so it has a positive 2 charge. The nitrogens we have to draw in brackets, and we do that because we're saying, hey, this guy's full, because at the end, these both have 8 electrons around them. So I'm going to go ahead and draw their 8 electrons. And he has 8 electrons because he gained 3 electrons. He already had 5, he gained 3, now he has 8. Electrons have a negative charge on them, so he has a negative 3 for the ones he gained. This nitrogen is the exact same. And then this last Be. Now, if you're one of my kids and you just can't stand the fact that these Be's are separated, you can go ahead and put this one over here if you really need to. All right, my magnesium and my phosphide, I've already drawn my 2 phosphides. I'm going to draw my 3 magnesiums. I also had a kid that drew them like this morning. They went ahead and put them in their order. So go ahead and figure out how many valence electrons these have. I know them. I'm going to try to make this video a little bit faster, so I'm going to put them here. Remember I said your electrons don't have to be in the 4 areas. They do have to be 2 on top, 2 on bottom, 2 on each side whenever you get done right here. But if you end up moving them so that your arrows are shorter, that's okay. Phosphorus has 5 electrons as well. All right, so remember I said I was going to draw the electrons kind of weird so that you could see how it works. So I'm going to put this one here, and this one here. But this guy kind of got left out. So what I would do is I would go ahead and put him there, and that one there. And then just fill these 2 in. So now you see why I say this just looks like spaghetti. And this is much easier and much cleaner. That's why I draw these in the shapes. If you forget or whatever, that's okay. Just know that it's going to look like this. And you need to make really sure that this isn't all bunched together and that I can see individual arrows. If your arrow is like this short between all of your little electron movements, you've done something wrong. So I need you to go ahead and fix it, make it where I can actually read it. Mine take up half a page, but even when I'm not writing them for the video, they'll take at least a quarter of the page just to keep it so I can understand it. So we're going to do the accounting. Both of the MGs at the front have a +2 because both of them lost 2 electrons. My phosphoruses were in the brackets. They all have 8 electrons now, and that is because they have 3 red electrons on them. Well, this one I forgot to draw. They have 3 red electrons, which means they gained those, so they have a -3 charge. Same thing for this one. And that last magnesium, he lost 2 electrons, which means he has a +2 charge on him. We're going to do one more. The last one is calcium and fluorine. Calcium, I know, has 2. And fluorine has 7. And there's 2 fluorines. And remember I told you you could move your electrons? I'm going to draw my electrons kind of weird here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to draw the next fluorine just like that. So this one is going to go here. Make sure you actually draw your electrons. Sometimes I leave not enough room, but I try to make sure I draw them in. You can't really see that one. So I'm going to make that one part of that arrow and then draw that other one here. So that there's, so I'm going to give my accounting, both of my fluorines and an 8 electrons. Each one gained 1, so that means they both have a -1 charge. I know I'm doing it backwards, but I'll go back to that cation, and it's a cation because it has what type of charge? That's right, a +1, and you know that because why? That's right, cats have paws. By the way, these, it lost them, so it has a +2 charge on it. All right, guys, good luck. Remember, if you're still struggling or if you need to see 1 or 2 more examples, go ahead and look at the pictures that are over on the side cabinet.